So I'm not usually a huge fan of pinning if you know, like if you're comfortable with a process and you know the pitfalls of the process, but if you're new to a process like this, what I want to happen is I want it to look like I'm stitching in the ditch, but on the outside I want an edge stitch. I'm going to stitch from the outside. So what I'll do is I'll pin where I need to stitch in order to get the effect that I want. And it's just, fiddly. Takes a minute. Some people also like to hand baste. So you just, by hand with a needle and thread, stitch everything where you want it to be. They wouldn't do that usually in industry. Like they'll do it for custom, but not usually for ready to wear, which is what we're simulating. Personally, most of the work that I've done, and I think the majority of positions in the industry are in, I try to teach people how to do things in a more ready-to-wear manner. It takes a little more planning, and if you can do that, then like hand basting something will give you a more accurate read, but it takes more time, and you don't always have the funds for that. But if you can do it like the machine way, when you do find yourself in a situation where you can use something like hand basting, it feels like such an amazing luxury, and the work just comes out like so much better. But like I said, most people are not going to end up in a situation where they have the luxury of hand basting. So again, hand basting, you would take a needle and thread, and instead of pinning like I'm doing, you would hand sew where you want things to go. You could even sew the fold if you want. And then when you're done sewing by machine, you remove the hand basting just like you would remove a pin. You don't have to remove basting while you stitch like you do pins, so things stay more securely. Oops, I pinned this upside down. I actually want to sew. I put my pins in upside down. I actually want to sew coming from the bottom direction. So I want to put my pins in. So that they don't jam me up. Another thing you don't have to worry about with hand basting. So I'm going to sew this first, and I need to move this out of the way while I'm sewing it. So I'm going to pin this after I sew this. So let's go to the machine.